Yo, 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 what it do? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for this full moon in Cancer that we are having. Now, as I usually explain, full moons are a period of release, full moons are letting go. Cancer is the sign of I feel. Cancer governs the home and roots and past and parents and endings. Cancer is the end of a matter. Excuse me. And I feel like this is the time that we truly start to release the hardships of 2025. Like truly releasing the shells that we housed ourselves in from 2023 to 2025. Um, there are old emotional responses. There's an old understanding of your emotions that's just being let go. This full moon happens on January 3rd, 2026. I refuse to say Happy New Year until spring equinox. It's happening at 5:03 a.m. Eastern Time at 13 degrees Cancer. 13 is the death card. So yeah, there's lots of transformational energy that's happening here. And you know I gotta hit you with the handy dandy Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. Find Cancer. "13 Degrees Cancer." Oh, it's a long one. All right. Elias Lonsdale is known for a run-on fucking sentence as well, so bear with me. Anyway, Elias Lonsdale's description of the 13th degree of Cancer is many voices singing different songs at the same time. When you touch into a place where timelessness prevails, you're greeted by the many selves simultaneously here now. If you can make room for them all, the music they make will prove to be innovative and extraordinary. But if you start to have preferences for some of them over the others, they will compete and clamor and generate dissonance. It takes a generous and wide open spirit to be able to contain all that you wish to bring through. It is so easy and tempting, so hard to resist thinking in those ways that label parts of self wonderful and parts of self terrible, parts of the world optimal and parts of the world trouble all the way. And if you take the overrich mix of your grateful and if you take the overrich mix of your greatly full nature and starts to pick apart the pulses from the minuses, the pluses from the minuses. Let me just start that sentence over. And if you take the overrich mix of your greatly full nature and start to pick apart the pluses from the minuses, a volatile, seething, and quite overly fermentive brew will be produced. You cannot afford judgments and arbitrary distinctions, biases, and special tastes. When facing a larger than life world which can come together only if you have no idea how, and let the music play however it will. Damn. All of that, my takeaway from that is again another drop in the bucket when it comes to falling in love with uncertainty. I'm not even going to read any of that again. If you want to look it up on your own, you can totally Google it. There's a whole website assigned to that book, and you can read each degree online. That last sentence, I should read that last sentence again. Damn. That was good. That last sentence said it all. You cannot afford judgments and arbitrary distinctions, biases, and special tastes when facing a larger than life world which can come together only if you have no idea how, and let the music play however it will. What I like about this, like, we are facing the concept that the world is larger than life, and the world can only come together if you don't know everything. It can all it can, the music can't play the way you can't have that, like, that first time when you hear a fucking song. There's only the first time that you hear the fucking song. The second time it's different, the third time it hits different, the fourth time it hits different. And that's what I feel like is happening with life right now. There's just something about, like, understanding I can't hear the fullness of the songs if I know what notes are about to play. I won't be able to be in that place of listening if I'm looking for everything. So there's something about, like, let God surprise you, let the universe surprise you. Let yourself be surprised. You don't need to know everything, which is why I don't focus my tarot on being predictive. Excuse me. I just by chance have the gift of foresight. So what comes out, comes out. I'm astrologically set up for it. But I don't want you clinging to the need to know what's going to happen. That only breeds anxiety and more confusion. So you're going to have to fall in love with letting go. You have to fall in love with the uncertainty, with just letting the music play how it plays. And I feel like that's the real gift that 2025 wanted to give you, is like, ha, gotcha, bitch. Now you're more faithful. Now your capacity for trust is deeper. Now your capacity for faith is deeper. Ha. And you thought it was all this, like, hardship all the time. You know, a lot of people have complained. The majority of my clients have complained about 2025. And I just feel like we're about to really understand what it truly has done for you. So, pulling from the Ethereal Visions Tarot Luna Edition, I got the Fountain Tarot out just in case, but I doubt I'll use it because I find that the Fountain Tarot is kind of a fucking drag. There's something about that deck that just feels more Piscean. It feels more like depressive Pisces energy, and I'm just not a fan of that. Anyway, what needs to be released? Actually, hydrate, light it if you need it. Clear out any funky ass energy. Welcome to my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thank you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this full moon in Cancer on January 3rd, 2026. All right, what needs to be released? For our greatest and highest good, please reveal to us what needs to be released. Temperance reversed. And the Queen of Cups reversed on the bottom of the deck. What needs to be released is the drama that happened with that person with Pisces, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. I feel like that this, like, whole shit with the other woman, or comparing yourself to other women, being compared to other possible suitors, the way that you compare yourself to other suitors, or the way you compare whoever your, like, competition for fucking sex is. I feel like there's something there around breaking out of the illusion, releasing that grudge that you have with a person with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Sagittarius placements. I feel like what needs to be released is the old flow. What needs to be released are outdated emotional responses. Um, what needs to be released is jealousy, manipulation, fear, issues around moderation and excess, issues or around temptation, addiction, the concept of excess. What is enough? What is too much? Please clarify the Queen of Cups reverse. Something that has made you emotionally drained or hyper emotional, something that like really fucked with your schedule, really fucked with your nervous system, really fucked with your like emotional or spiritual homeostasis. That shit needs to be released. Be it a person, a cycle, a job, a friend. It needs to be cut off. Whatever that is for you, you know what it is. Please clarify the Queen of Cups reverse in regards to what needs to be released. Two of Pentacles. Some of you, it's just like have been all work, no play. Some of you have been just working so much that you're not like enjoying the sweetness of life. I also feel like some of you need to release that grudge against that person that two-timed you, or that was like playing with you and another person at the same time. That version of you, or the concept of like open relationships or polyamory, or you know, your whatever that is. Queen of Wands, um, the High Priestess, and the Well. I just feel like, yeah, there's some sort of well of emotions that have been brewing inside of you that need to be poured out. Resentment being released, anger, or like this concept of competition. That shit needs to be released. Let's clarify Temperance reverse. The Seven of Pentacles. It's just like time to get a better balance around recovery mode and when to work. Three of Swords. Some of you have been putting in a lot of energy and time into healing a wound, addressing a disappointment or a heartbreak. Um, the Tower. This may involve somebody with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, or Scorpio placements. There's somebody was wearing a mask. Someone mirrored you. Someone showed you the masks that you wear. And I just feel like what needs to be released is the old, childish, updated, competitive mindset. Let the shit go. Whatever, who wronged you, whatever drama happened, like don't be out here holding grudges. The Four of Swords. A new foundation in the realm of the mind needs to be established. Don't be out here holding grudges. What are the messages that you have for us about our feelings? Also, with the Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck, I feel like there's some sort of grudge that has operated as armor. Like you're wearing too much armor. You're wearing this much armor, but still calling yourself, or still saying that you're living a faith-based life. Can both of that be true at the same time? Can you really be leading a faith-based life if you are fully armored up and braced and ready for impact all the time? Is that faith, or does that look fear-based? If you knew how protected and spiritually armored up you really are, you wouldn't need to wear this emotional armor when interacting with people. I feel like this full moon in Cancer wants you to, excuse me, understand that your defense mechanisms and coping mechanisms, they need to be observed and processed and released. And the only way to do that is by way of operating more authentically. All right, what messages do you have for us about our feelings? Cancer is a sign of I feel. The Queen of Pentacles. I feel like the more you take care of your physical body, the better that you are going to feel. The more that you invest in proper nutrition, proper diet, proper movement, functional movement, uh, the more that you connect with nature, the more stable your feelings are going to be. Some of you are drinking way too much wine, or some of you are, fetch me some more wine. Or some of you are hanging around people who are drinking too much, smoking too much. And I feel like you're sopping up some of their emotions, or some of their apathy or numbness in some sort of way. And I hear like if you keep hanging out with them, you're gonna keep cruising for a bruising in some sort of way. I feel like there's a burnout. Some of you are burnt out, and you've been numbing because you're burnt out. And I just feel like turn away from the numbing, face the sobering truth, face what comes up amidst sobriety, so that you can get the directions that you've been looking for, the blueprints that you've been looking for, the next step. It's not this constant cycle of recovery and healing all the time. I feel like there is a war that's been going on inside of you, a fight that's been going on inside of you, around structure, discipline, time management, around like goals, aspirations. Capricorn season is going to bring that shit up, but this full moon in Cancer, once you really evaluating your current standard of self-worth. 10 of Cups, because I just feel like some of you finally realize how worthy you are of receiving the good shit that wants to come in, and you know what work you need to do to feel really confident and comfortable in your skin, so that you can really melt into this 10 of Cups energy, this togetherness energy. For some of you, there's just something about taking what is of value and leaving. Yeah. What are the messages for this full moon in Cancer when it comes to love? The 2 of Cups with the King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I'm telling you, there are still good people out there. Some of you who are already in a happy relationship, it's going to get deeper, 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 and deeper. I feel like some of you are with your divine partner. Some of you are like finally are in a safe situation, or you're with somebody who is so safe that you can now process all the emotional conflict and bullshit and hardship that you went through in 2025. I feel like there is when it comes to love, I just feel like there's something about making heartfelt, spirit based decisions when it comes to love. I feel like there is union coming in, particularly with people with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements. I feel like don't you dare give up. Don't you dare forget that there are good people still out there. You have to be, also you have to make sure you're a good for fucking person. My one true love, he's one of he says this thing all the time, where he just has this memory of something that I said to his best friend. We were all getting in a car after a concert, and his best friend, um we were all like talking, and he said something to me. I'm like, you know, you got a real good one. Like, my dude is the best there is. And I was like, I got a good one because I'm a good one. Like, he got access to me because he's good. I got access to him because, like, there's a certain just like fucking level of, there's just a certain fucking vibe that we are both on, you know? Anyway. And I feel like it's like the birds of your feather. People who really vibrate on your level, like-minded individuals are really coming in and are being brought together. All right, lastly, I want to ask, what do we not see coming? What we don't see coming once we release? The stuff that comes up that resonated for you that you know you need to release. What comes in after? The Nine of Swords. The ending of that mental cycle, the ending of the haunting, and then the Fool. I feel like what comes in is a clean slate, the feeling of a clean slate, like the feeling of the emotional baggage being released. Like you feel lighter. Some of you are about to lose some weight, like lose physical weight. Ten of Swords reversed. Yeah, I just feel like what you don't see coming is like clarity of the mind, healing, balance, you being put in the position to be really generous and operating in your destiny. Justice on the bottom of the deck. The divine is bringing in some really big decisions. Big decisions have been made. Big decisions are still being made because big adjustments are needed. It's like the tectonic plates of your life are trying to shift a certain way, and there are certain big decisions that you have to make. Make those decisions from a very authentic, heart-based, spirit-based place, and everything else falls into place. I love you. You got this. Happy full moon in Cancer.